Good evening, Seattle. You're tuned into the Heartline with your host, Insightful Ivan. We're here to discuss life, love, and everything in between. As your friendly counselor, I'm here to offer a listening ear and a helping hand. So let's welcome our first caller. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Hi, Ivan. Thank you for taking my call. I wanted to talk today about my husband, who is 5 years older than me, says I'm not doing my job as a wife right, and I need to quit my hobbies, career goals. A lot of people in the last post assumed that the time we spent together had changed since I was able to make such drastic changes. Nothing about our at-home schedules have changed. I go to the gym before he even wakes up most mornings, and am back home cooking breakfast before he gets out of the shower. If I don't have time to go in the morning, I go during my lunch break since I work remotely. People asked regarding me buying the house and getting a new car if this bothered him. Yes and no. Obviously, owning a home cost us more than renting, but we split bills 70-30, and I pay the majority. I made sure his monthly costs would stay the same amount, since his pay at work has not changed in over 2 years, and likely will not change soon. There was also questions about the other changes I had left out, or changes to my appearance. Yes, I lost 80 to 90 pounds and went from dyeing my hair purple/pink/blue/blonde, and went back to my natural redhead ginger. I didn't exactly ask his approval, but any chance I made he knew was happening before it happened. After I told him he was coming off as bitter and insecure, he started acting all offended and upset. I started playing one of the old YouTube series we bonded over while dating, and we tried to kill the tense vibes with some casual conversation and snacking. I opened up the floor for a conversation, and we had a heart-to-heart, but I'm left feeling even more confused and irritated than before. He said that while he likes the changes, and he is more attracted to me than ever, other people in his life have been comparing my success, I would hardly call it that, to his lifestyle. His friends have called me his sugar mama, and were the ones that put the idea in his head that I would only start putting this much effort into my looks all of a sudden for another man. I told him his friends were either jealous or sexist, but neither of them are good enough reasons to internalize their words and then cause us real problems by their fake mindsets. He decided to start defending his friends. Then he said, "Don't act like your friends are so much better than mine, because the one I'm closest to is a stay-at-home wife and has never worked a salary job a day in her life since she got married really young." He said he loves me and isn't trying to do that, but that I'm biting off more from life than I can chew and causing unnecessary problems by being selfish. I asked what about my decisions or changes were selfish, what inconveniences him, etc. He could not give me one straight answer. I asked if he wanted to split up, could not use the word divorce, felt too heavy during the convo, and he said no immediately, but that he also doesn't feel happy feeling like he can't measure up to me. Another part where I may have messed up, I gave a deep big-ass sigh and started telling me to stop comparing his self to me, because we're two different people sharing our lives, not living one life, and he needed to get some self-esteem and stop worrying about the opinions of other men who aren't doing any better in life. Also, the friend that said most of this shit to him is in the middle of a nasty divorce after getting caught cheating on his wife and her airing it out on social media and him losing his rank in the military and facing possible discharge, so yeah, of course he wants to sabotage someone else's relationship. Our conversation didn't do anything besides let me know that all of you were right. He's resentful that I bettered myself and is lashing out at me. He promised that the cheating accusations would stop, but he still feels like I am going out of my way to upset the balance in our lives and making things difficult. But when I asked him if I should go ahead and order some McDonald's and start gaining the weight back, a joke, he immediately was like, "No, you're so hot, that's okay, but the other stuff, aka career and hobbies, aka anything that doesn't do something for his dick." I was so disgusted after that, I went to work out and then told him I need some time to think and organize my thoughts alone. He needs to worry about breakfast, lunch, and dinner on his own for the next few days so I can have time to think. He seemed pretty surprised and thought I was being extra. I wanted to give an update, but also wanted to know if someone out there in the interverse knows of some resources where I can help myself work through this. Of course, we discussed couples therapy, but the price is and would require some rebudgeting to make it work long term.
Thank you for sharing this post with us, caller. It sounds like the couple in question is facing quite a challenging situation. It's clear that the wife has undergone significant personal growth and change, which seems to have brought some insecurities and resentment to the surface for her husband. It's important to remember that in any relationship, Open and honest communication is key to addressing and resolving these issues. First and foremost, I would advise the couple to set aside time for a calm and open conversation about their feelings and expectations. It's crucial that they both actively listen and empathize with each other. They need to understand that it's perfectly normal for people to change and grow throughout the course of a relationship, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Regarding the husband's feelings of insecurity and inadequacy, I would recommend that he considers individual counseling or therapy. This would provide him with a safe space to explore his emotions and work on his self-esteem. It's important for him to recognize that his wife's growth and success should not be perceived as a threat, but rather as something to be proud of and to support. As for the wife, she should continue to be patient and understanding with her husband, while also standing firm in her right to pursue her own dreams and aspirations. Thank you to our first caller for bringing that heartfelt and challenging situation to our attention. It's a reminder that relationships require constant work and adaptation as we grow individually and together. I wish them the very best on their journey to a stronger and more fulfilling partnership. Now, let's move on to our next caller on the Heartline with Insightful Ivan. Who do we have on the line? And what relationship challenge are you facing or seeking advice for?
Before I start, I want to make something very clear. I have a long history with talking about what's bothering me to my family and to my partners, all of which have always ended badly due to me being either gaslighted, manipulated, ignored, or disregarded. So speaking up about this again to my boyfriend has sparked some fear in me. Fear of him leaving me, to be exact. Because I complain too much or am too emotional to deal with. Keep that in mind. I met my boyfriend a while after getting through a breakup of 2 years. That took me almost 7 months to get over. While he was also going through a tough breakup of 3 years from what I'm told by him, and we were both very heartbroken, which I guess is how we found each other. I developed feelings for him during the last 2 months of my healing process, and even told him that since by then me and him were best until I told his friend about it and he shot my boyfriend a text. To our shock, my boyfriend responded immediately and even said he was playing his game the whole day. I was very clearly hurt, but I just don't want to pressure him about how his lack of communication is hurting me. What should I do? Should I speak up?
Thank you for sharing your situation with us, caller. It's clear that you're experiencing some frustration and hurt due to the lack of communication from your boyfriend. Given your past experiences with expressing your feelings and concerns, it's understandable that you're hesitant to bring up the issue again. However, it's important to remember that open and honest communication is the foundation of a healthy relationship. Firstly, this is Insightful Ivan, signing off for the night. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other, and keep those hearts open, Seattle. Good night.